Hello, this is Sharif, presenting System A for Group 10. This is the main visualization. Here we have the different countries tagged in different bars for as different continents, and they are sorted alphabetically. And here we have the linked bar chart that we can choose different attributes for and apply different filtrations. I'll show you 3 levels of selection. The first one is the normal multi-selection that adds countries here alongside the corresponding continents, and we can deselect as well. So the following one is activating one of those continents. So I just activate Africa while deactivating the others, and I can move between activations by re-enabling activations and activating other continent. The following one is generalizing to a continent by double-clicking on the activated one. So I now have the countries within this continent selected, and I can choose different, all what I can do in the normal selection. The following one is generalizing to the whole world, and I can here have the same thing and select different attributes and so. The following one is the correlation plot, which shows the correlation between 2 different attributes, and this can be chosen dynamically, and we can zoom in and zoom out, and we can also focus on different regions while keeping the others in the background. And here the count is the size of the circles includes the size of the population. The last one is for the linked bar charts that can be brushed together, and we can also select by region. That's it. Thank you.
This is System B, our geographical based system. As you may note at the top of the screen, there is a geographical distribution of all of the countries around the globe. If I were to choose to hover over one of them, say France, for example, I can see France, the region it resides in, the sub-region it resides in, as well as the value it holds for the specific attribute chosen at the bottom left-hand corner of the screen. In this case, gasoline prices. I can choose to select France on its own, for example, and I can see how it relates or correlates with the top countries for the selected attribute. Once again, in this case, gasoline prices. I can choose to select more countries on the bottom here, who are the top countries, and I can see their geographical distribution across the globe. I can also choose to select more countries, in this case, our country of the United Kingdom, or possibly Iceland, and see whether or not they relate to the top countries of that selected attribute. I may even choose to select more countries and change the attribute. So for in this example, if I change it to life expectancy and see whether or not there is a correlation with where high gasoline prices also have countries with high life expectancy. In this case, many of the countries are similar, therefore there is somewhat of a correlation here. I can also choose to change the attribute in isolation, say for example to CO2 emissions, and the choropleth map color scheme changes at the top, as well as the bar chart changes at the bottom as well. Finally, there is the option to use generalized selection in data abstraction to compare a country-based country to the world, the region it resides in, the sub-region it resides in, as well as itself based on a specific attribute. Say, for example, I was to choose Japan, for example, for CO2 emissions. You will note that it is in the 5th highest polluter in CO2 across the world. However, for its region, it is the 3rd highest polluter, and its sub-region, it is the 2nd highest polluter, second to China, and here is the country by itself.
Welcome to our System C. We designed 5 tabs based on actions users take when exploring data: searching, analyzing, browsing, ranking, and comparing. In this tab, you can filter countries by region and list attributes. After setting criteria, click Apply Selection to update the visualization. The system features interactive linking. Selecting a country in the scatter plot highlights it in the parallel coordinates chart. You can hover over any element to see detailed tooltips. The Analysis tab shows correlation between attributes. Here, we can see the correlation between GDP per capita and life expectancy. Clicking on countries highlights them in both views, while the regression line shows the overall relationship trend. The Ranking tab shows top performers on specific metrics. I'll display the highest GDP countries in Europe. Each bar is interactive. Click to highlight a country in the detail view on the right side. Our unique custom happiness index lets you select 3 attributes and assign weights. The system intelligently handles higher is better and lower is better metrics, creating a personalized ranking based on your priorities. Finally, this tab lets you directly compare selected countries with multiple attributes. Each attribute uses independent scales, clearly showing relative differences even when absolute values vary dramatically.